Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 15 of the Keepers of the Flame League here on Ruthless SSF. Decided to try some tier 14s. I did change my first tree to get some more delirium stuff onto it, just to see how this character feels. I'd really like to get more XP, and I kind of just want to see if it can actually clear tier 14s reliably without dying too often. And I will say, so far, the damage feels pretty dang nice. Obviously, we're just killing, like, trash packs or whatever. But I mean, hey, what can I say? I never even thought like Flamewood totems would like do anything at all, let alone actually like clear. Like you can see like that rare's health, it only went down when the projectiles fell down from the sky. It's actually kind of funny that this whole time I was expecting to try to make like the on hit of Flame Totem work, when in reality like the Flame Totem itself is basically just there to kill white mobs, and the way we kill the rares is Flamewood. So pretty happy about this character. Hopefully it maps pretty well. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you near the end. I am fairly certain I have never actually put any thought into Flamewood support in all my time on PoE. I think I've equipped it maybe once or twice just to see what it looked like, but like I couldn't see the numbers on PoB and I just never messed with it, didn't really want to test it out. It always felt like it would never be strong enough because Totem Life is really hard to get. But I have to say, it feels pretty incredible. I don't want to like get ahead of myself or hype it up too much, but so far it feels amazing. Like if I did not have this Flamewood support, I'd probably be farming tier 8s. Like honestly, like tier 8s. The Flamewood totem itself is like okay DPS, it clears pretty well, but all the single target is the Flamewood. There is no doubt about that. It's not even close. So it has come to my attention, thanks to my wife, that Thanksgiving is this coming week. For some reason, I thought it was 2 weeks away, but it is literally this coming Thursday. So, yeah, I just got done talking about the schedule last week, or sorry, last video or whatever. But yeah, next week I will be gone from Thursday. I should be back on Monday, but I'm not entirely sure. And then hopefully things will calm down. I don't know where November went. I can't even talk. Sorry, I try not to die. Yeah, apparently November is over. Thanksgiving is here. If you're not from the U.S., basically we all just gather and eat food together. We're gonna go see my wife's family. I normally don't go very often just because, like, my health issues prevent me from going. But I'm going this year, so yeah, I just want to let you know. Again, sorry. I truly did not realize that the entire month was just, over. I dropped another hive. I'm going to save that to go die and fail to it later. I had a pair of 30% movement speed boots, so I figured, why not try the lucky augment? And yeah, it was pretty terrible, but hey, whatever. I mean, it's not like I was really expecting anything good on it, because like you'd still have to like regoal it and exalt it like twice, so the odds were never good. But I just wanted to try using it, see what would happen. But anyway, spamming some graphs here. We're actually farming tier 14 maps pretty reliably. I've only died once, and that was still like a really like juiced up map. And I tried doing the breach with like multi-proj, AoE, and turbo, and I did get murdered. Anyway, I got a red Curec mission, which I always need. I still need a lot of unique map completions, but so far, mapping still feels just the same. I've actually been pretty lucky today. I'm dropping a lot of random support gems. Like, not ones that I need or want, but any support gem you get can be used for a 3-to-1, so I'm not complaining, even for chance to flee. If you have never played Ruthless before, it's important to know that league mechanics don't work the same way. Hey, look, Flamewood. We cannot guarantee a league mechanic every map ever, except for Scarabs. And obviously Scarabs are not that easy to get in Ruthless, at least not that, quantity. So it's pretty hard, even though I'm fully spec'd in Delirium, just to give you an example of how rare this is. I'm pretty much fully spec'd in Delirium, doing everything I can to improve it. I got a bunch of stuff blocked and everything like that. Obviously, you could do it a little better, you could block more stuff, but I'm doing a full league, not just one character, so it's just not worth it to block everything. But I have seen one Delirium, okay, one, in 52 maps. So just think about that. So like a common thing I keep seeing is people saying, "Oh yeah, you can just easily craft the cluster jewels." It is not that easy. Not only is it hard just to like get deliriums, but it's really hard to get the jewel that you want, and it's even harder to actually roll the jewel because we have such limited amounts of currency. So yeah, getting these jewels is not going to be an easy feat. But if I can get even just like one decent medium jewel, I think it'll make a huge difference. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Because even though it sounds simple, it's like, oh yeah, you just need like, what, one or two good jewels and you're fine. If I could drop even a single jewel of the type that I want, I would be pretty happy. Also, it's pretty funny. I don't even need to make towers. I just throw totems. They are my towers. Anytime that I forget how much Flamewood is doing, I'll run into a boss that doesn't actually hit the totem. And it's pretty funny how noticeable it really is. Like, yeah, the Flamewoods actually still do damage. I would guess that, like, with all four of them hitting one target, it's probably like 400k DPS, maybe a little more, which obviously isn't very good. But every single time they get hit, and I see like 20 projectiles fly into the air, also I hate that stupid mechanic. But every time I see 20 projectiles fly in the air and come back down, the boss is always chunked by like 50 to 60% of their life, and it cracks me up every time. It almost feels like it kind of feels it's kind of a loose comparison, but if you ever played like Warhammer 3 on Steam and like you set up your artillery and like you finally land a shot and like it just rips through like an entire like, pack of units. I don't know. It's like that same kind of energy. You just see like a ton of damage fly up immediately and it just feels really good. I did respec my tree a little bit just to get more dexterity. It was kind of like now that I know how good GMP is on this. Also, I might switch to LMP, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. Like leaving my GMP gem at level 10 was just ridiculous. It's like so much wasted damage for no reason. So I did respec, I got some more dexterity, which makes sense. In a way, I kind of feel guilty because like dropping cast speed means I'm dropping the DPS of the Flamewood itself. But, or I'm sorry, the Flame Totem itself. But I don't know. This like sometimes I will intentionally use something worse just because it feels like I'm kind of cheating when it comes to actually making the skill work. But it doesn't feel that way. Flamewood support almost feels like it was made for like Holy Flame Totem and totems like this. I don't know. I don't feel bad about using it. It feels like a really cool, unique way to actually play totems. You have the totem. It's almost like having two different types of minions. Like the totem itself attacks and it'll kill like trash or whatever and do a little bit of DPS. But the main single target DPS is actually the Flamewood support, which is like a little backup artillery attached to your totem, and I just love it. I don't know if like they ninja nerfed something or just changed stuff, or maybe it's just because I haven't been doing breaches reliably, but I am absolutely running out of birthing pods, and it's not even close. Like I'll do like 3 or 4 maps, and I use like 10 pods, and or sorry, like like 4 or 5 pods or whatever, and I'll gain maybe one. Maybe it's just because I've been kind of unlucky and haven't been getting fortresses lately, but I don't know. It kind of feels like they might have changed that a little bit, but at the same time, I could be just getting unlucky. On the bright side, though, we are still dropping a lot of support gems, which is fantastic. I need those. I don't really need, like, green gems right now, but having a returning projectiles is always a good thing. Decided to alch some more rings. They all failed. Got our first prismatic of the wipe, and it also failed. But, I mean, at least we have our first prism. I don't know. That feels good to me. I like 5 to 1 jewelry. I like making prismatic rings. It's just kind of fun. I did drop a fortress. Unfortunately, it was the tier 17 map, and it wasn't actually a breach fort. But I did drop one, so technically success. After hitting level 87, I decided to go and fight Drox just to see what it would feel like. And you know what? We did not die a single time. Granted, the mods weren't that crazy, but I'm pretty proud of this character. I will say, though, that boss fight is kind of awkward because he doesn't attack too often, so the single target was kind of off sometimes, but overall, it felt pretty good. So a lot of people keep telling me that playing Flame Totem is a lot worse than doing, like, Rejuvenation Totem or the Taunting Totem or whatever. And first of all, I do just want to say that Decoy Totem is against my rules, just like Quickstep. I am not allowed to use it. But I do just want to say I think like people understand that one, it's a challenge, but also the way I interact with like build creation on PoE is I don't care so much about like what is the strongest thing in the game, like what is the best thing to like get through the game really quickly and get all your currency or whatever. That's just not really how I play it. Like I think the closest way I could explain it is like so think of it more like every single league is a new playthrough of a game that you love. And sure, like in the very beginning when I first was doing PoE, that's all I cared about was trying to figure out like what the most powerful build is, what like is gonna do what I want to do the fastest, what is gonna get me the most currency. And that was fun for a long time. And then when SSF came out, I immediately did that for hardcore because hardcore SSF was incredibly fun. But very quickly I learned that like in hardcore PoE, it's basically figure out what is the defining incredibly powerful like survivability plan and then like figure out what the highest DPS is and then just keep doing that every league. And for me, like it was fun for a while, but that quickly got old because what I wanted to do is just take literally every skill and every unique and every possible thing you can do in the game and try and make it work. So I went back to trade, and then on trade, that kind of like falls away. I don't know how to really explain it because it ended up just being, oh, hey, how fast can I get a headhunter, and then quit. And then I came to Ruthless. And Ruthless actually let me live that dream of, hey, can you take literally anything in this game and just see how far you can take it? And Ruthless lets you do that in a way where, at least for me, you like don't feel bad about doing it. Like I started doing some stuff in Bench League where it was like, I was double corrupting random uniques and trying to make them work. But what I was quickly realizing is most skills, if you just like six link it and have all your gems for free, can go pretty damn far in PoE, like really, really far. Like, for example, I did a Brain Rattler Static Strike. It was either a Slayer or a Champion, and I thought, oh man, this is never gonna work, but it just breezed through the game as soon as I had a six link. So Ruthless, you don't really have the luxury of like guaranteeing you have a six link or anything like that. I mean, I've gone like what 2 or 3 leagues without six linking anything. The only thing I six linked last league was the Star Axe from the new ball, or from the which one was it? The guy that you have to throw the spear at the fireworks or whatever. I got his axe, but six linking that does nothing because you don't need to link it. Like you do not need to link it. It's already a 7 link without anything linked up. But yeah, anyway, on PoE, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, think of every new SSF PoE league, like a new playthrough in like an ARPG, or sorry, like an RPG. Like every single time. Like, yes, some things of the game are always going to be there and the same, but oh god, I just tanked that barely. But ultimately, what matters is that each time you play it, it's a totally different experience, and you do new things. And the way I add to that is I like to just make my own character. Like, for example, sure, Holy Flame Totem of Ire is probably way worse than using, like, Rejuvenation Totem, but I don't care because the goal is to see how far can I take Holy Flame Totem in Ruthless SSF in 2025. Not so I could, like, brag and be like, hey, I actually look how good I am or anything, because I am not a good player. I mean, how many leagues do I go without killing Maven? Like, this isn't about, like, being good or bad. It's just about seeing how far you can take something. And every time you do that, especially with, like, a really weak skill, you just learn so much about the game. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about Ruthless and building, like, janky characters in this game. Anyway, we took down the Baron, no problem, did not die a single time. This character is actually way better at single target than I ever thought it would be. Like, if I was just using Holy Flame Totem right now with no Flamewood support, there's no way in hell I'd be able to kill that boss. I mean, maybe I could, but it would probably take me like 15 minutes to do it. Of course, in the league where I'm trying very hard not to play mines, I drop a detonate mines, which I will say something funny about. Every time I've dropped it, for some reason they don't work. Anytime I set them to be like automated, like with automation or anything like that, it just doesn't work, and I'm not sure why. And I've checked to make sure I had it turned on and whatever, and it was on. Anyway, I got amazing unique leveling belt, but still no mines. Hey man, as far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am level 87, 32% of the way to 88. This character levels up so quickly. I mean, having over 5k life is pretty impressive, but considering we have almost no defenses at all, I have, just default block, actually worse than default block, very low armor, and no spell suppression, and yet we pretty much never die just because Totem Taunt is incredible. And on top of that, we have 5k life. We don't need to stand still to do DPS, and we can just throw our totems really far ahead of us. So yeah, it feels really great to map on this character. Flamewood support is way better than I ever would have thought. I just randomly put it on just to try it out, and I am still impressed at how much damage it really does. I have changed my first tree around just a little bit. I got a little bit of delirium stuff, not too much. I will say these two nodes are pretty nice, but if you were only going to take one, I would just take a paranoid fixation. Obviously, having this one is nice because it makes it like really hard to fail the delirium, but at the same time, filling the bar is pretty hard for a lot of maps in this game. And if you don't have league mechanics very often, which we don't, but this league you could probably skip doing this if you want to, just because Breach is so good. But I am staying on the first tree for a while because I really need to get my Elder and Shaper fragments here, which I will show you what we got. We have one more for an Elder, two more for a Shaper, and two more for a Cyrus fight. However, we actually have a lot of spare fragments, so I could probably re-roll into one. This character, I'm almost certainly not going to try fighting Cyrus on, at least the first time, because Cyrus basically never will hit the totems, so they're going to do, like, no damage at all. But I would like to try it at some point, because I think this character, if I could, like, I don't know, if I could figure out how to either A, actually efficiently get block chance, or B, get spell suppression, I think this character might actually be able to do Uber Elder. Because if I throw it down in front of Shaper as he's doing like any one of his several like multi-hit attacks, they will actually do a ton of damage. Well, I mean, compared to like what Flame Totem would do normally anyway. I think I might actually push for level 90 on this character. I'm not really sure, but if I push for 90, that's going to make my cluster jewel strategy even better. For now, I did put 4 points into combat stamina and the armor mastery, just to get +1 max res, which is pretty nice. I mean, 79 is pretty good. I am res capped in map sticks through Purity of Elements, but I'm not outside of it. But if I'm ever going to drop Purity of Elements, I actually don't know if I would. I mean, like, the only thing I could consider dropping it for would be, like, Determination or Anger. And I guess, like, Anger would probably be pretty damn good for this. I'm not really sure how much it'll affect the Flamewood itself, but, I mean, I don't know. We'll test it.